Hey Dunchbags, what's going on? It's Landon Remixes here, and I am bringing the sunglasses back because I'm recording probably 3 album reviews today, and I decided it would be nice to change up how I look at least for one of the videos, so don't think I'm trying to be cool by wearing these sunglasses, although they are some pretty freaking cool sunglasses. Anyway, the record I'm reviewing today is Amaranth by LoneMoon, and this is the debut album by the Oklahoma-based indie producer LoneMoon. And I've talked to the guy, he's super nice, he's really cool about his music. He was really impressed by the fact that I'm with your EDM, even though I didn't mention that at first. But I decided to contact the dude because I found this guy off of the Monster Cat Reddit, and as you guys should know, I'm a big Monster Cat fan. Found this, someone said, oh, my friend's releasing their debut album today, and I was like, you know what, debut album, I'm doing album reviews, let's freaking check this out, and I was impressed so very much. This album is absolutely great, one of the best records I've heard this year for sure, and I'm going to do some digging into this. So the album opens up with this nice track called Glass Box, and I am a absolute sucker for piano and ambient intros, which he pulls off perfectly 2 or 3 times on this album. He gets some piano based, the other one being Search for Me, which I absolutely love. Like I said, those piano melodies and kind of transitions into other tracks. That's kind of what I liked about the intro to the Above and Beyond We're All We Need album, Quieter is Louder. That track definitely impressed me. Love, love, love those piano intros, but I'd have to say overall I liked this particular intro more than I liked that one. This is definitely one of the best intros I've ever heard onto an album. The only pick I have to have is that, once again, like Above and Beyond's record, this track leads into this other track that doesn't really fit in with it, and it could have made an awesome progressive house song. It could have gone into this other track called Hold On To, but for some reason it goes into this track called Hop and Skip, which I feel like doesn't really blend in with that feel that the first track was getting into, which is kind of the, really, I'd say it's probably the only bone I have to pick with this record. Other than that, this album is awesome. I like to see LoneMoon return with a ton of glitch hop. He brings in some dubstep on this track called Chronicle that he did with Quest, and I really like that track especially. Man, hardcore dubstep drop. Awesome intro. There's a lot of Legend of Zelda feel, and I'd have to say the first thought that comes to mind, I'm probably going to get made fun of this for saying this because a lot of other people have said this. There was a joke review that I saw on Facebook that someone posted about Amaranth. They said, oh, Porter Robinson, Worlds, 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 Worlds. This album sounds like Worlds. Let's get that out of the way. This album is like Worlds, not in every way. There's dubstep sounds, there's lots of little progressive house trancey types of tracks, like on this track called Pedal with Seize the Beat. Just a nice overall little chill progressive house slash trance track. He likes to bring in a lot of other people on to his record, people that I haven't heard of, let's say, like on this track Pastime with Azurious Sky, and I'm assuming that the girl that sings in this is some kind of, what I'm kind of feeling is a high school girl vocalist. I'm not going to say that that's definitely it because I didn't ask the dude, but that's just what it sounds like to me. Like the girls in my high school, I think they sound like the good ones sound like this, and I just think that's kind of where it sounds. The vocals definitely are professional, but he turns it around and with the drop makes this nice little glitchy and chops up the vocals in this perfect way and just makes the track such a turnaround and changes it from this vocal track that was kind of lacking to this nice little choppy glitch hop track. And I love that he brings back glitch hop after all this time because, man, I have been missing my glitch hop. It's one of my favorite subgenres of EDM, but it's been dying. There was barely any glitch hop in 2014, I feel like. Tristan put out a couple things, but other than that, like, no one really did anything, especially on Monster Cat. There was only a couple releases, and I just was kind of disappointed with that. But with this record, LoneMoon finally brings back some of those styles that I've really been missing. Back to the Porter Robinson topic, especially on this track called Broken Cartridge, I think he actually uses the same Vocaloid that's on Sad Machine and Goodbye to a World and a couple of the tracks that were on Porter Robinson's Worlds that I just can't get over it because I don't feel like this was, well, I don't feel like this is an exact copy Worlds was a record that I liked for the music, not necessarily for the concept. I did like the concept, I liked everything. That record was a 10 out of 10, although you might see differently in the description for my top 10 albums of 2014 video, where I rated it something like a 9.6. That was definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. It's probably the best record that I own, so I'm just going to throw that out there, that because the styles are very similar on that album to this one is probably why I liked it so much. Yeah, like I said on this track, Broken Cartridge, it's definitely got a lot of Porter Robinson influence. There's also another one called Always that definitely the vocals on this one, I'm not sure if they were original vocals. If they aren't, then they're just uncredited because it seems to be a solo track like the first half of the record is. The second half seems to focus on having guests more. First track really focuses on the LoneMoon sound himself, while the other half kind of turns it around and kind of mirrors the first half, but with guests, so gotta love guests. LoneMoon brings a lot of jazz vibes, especially on this first track called Journey, that I've really enjoyed. He brings in this nice little jazz piano, which I feel like is a big influence in Haywire's music, definitely a big influence, there's no doubt about that, which is why I liked Haywire's last album, Twofold, so very much, and I can't wait for Twofold Part 2. Like Haywire, he likes to take all these styles, make it his own, and kind of stretch out of electronic music, combining all these different styles that I've never really heard together before, which is kind of mind-blowing to me, and I just really liked this. He also likes to mix in, like I said, he's got a lot of Legend of Zelda stuff, but he's got more chiptune sounds too, and 8-bit kind of things thrown in. It basically covers most of it. There's a couple tracks toward the end that, while I was listening to it today, I kind of got a little bit bored, and I was just, really with albums, if you put a few slower tracks, when you mix it up, it definitely sounds good, but there's nothing that bores me more in an album than when you put a bunch of slow tracks mixed up and it doesn't really give you anything that you would really look for in a record, like the last Sam Smith record, where we got an entire album other than the first track, which is actually my least favorite somehow, don't ask me. Adele's record, where all the tracks are just slow tracks, that is what ruins an album for me. You've got to mix it up a little, change the order, and I feel like that's where LoneMoon went wrong at the end of this record, putting a few too many I'm going to fall asleep and not in a good way tracks, but still, in the quality and context of this record, this was definitely a heartfelt project. I definitely saw a lot of potential. This guy has definitely, this guy's gonna hit it, and I can only imagine where he's gonna go next. I've actually seen his stuff promoted on YouTube recently. I'm definitely excited to see where he's going to go. So, anyway, this record, I think I covered most of it. If I didn't, oh well, I covered basically everything that I wanted to. Like I said, this record's very unique, covers style similar to Porter Robinson's Worlds, which is probably why I like it so much. This album is a 9.0, and I was trying so hard to figure out what I should do. I was like, should I rate this lower than Above and Beyond? I've got to focus on the aspects that I like, its uniqueness, which is definitely a highlight of this. And I really think that was part of the main reason why I liked it so much and why I wanted to give it a better rating, and I decided a 9.0 would be very fitting. Slightly not as good as Worlds, but still managed to be very good. So this is the best rating I have ever rated an album, at least since I started album reviews. Like I said, I've already, if you watch my top 10 video and look in the description, you can see I've rated some stuff, probably a couple things, maybe it was only Worlds, I can't really remember, I'll have to check it at some point, but you'd notice that I did rate some things higher than a 9.0, but since I started album reviews, I've never rated something this high other than that Eden Project EP, which I gave a solid 10, because man, that EP was so good. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, LoneMoon, Amaranth, you'll have to check this out. You can get it on Bandcamp. I already ordered the CD, but it's not going out till like next week, so I'm so sad about that. but it's going to come, and it's definitely worth it. So I've already listened to the digital copy a few times, because if you get the CD, you get the digital copy too. Wow! So yeah, go to Bandcamp. I will link it in the description, because I love linking these underground producers. And show this guy some love. He has got some serious talent, and I think he's got under 1,000 likes on Facebook. So this is definitely the best record I've heard from such a, like, if you put it into a ratio, then this is the best record that I've heard from the smallest amount of fans. So definitely check this guy out. LoneMoon Bandcamp. It's a 9.0 out of 10. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Peace.